Yes, hello and welcome to this lesson. We're going to learn English through limericks. A limerick is a form of verse, usually humorous and written in 5 lines with a strict rhyme theme. The first, second and fifth line rhyme, okay? While the third and fourth lines are shorter and share a different rhyme. It's all going to be explained, don't worry. Now, through limericks, we learn information about the following: regular verbs, irregular verbs, adverbs of manner, adjectives, proper nouns, pronouns, clauses, and phrases. This is a gentle introduction into all of these English subjects. Now, first things first, okay? Now, this limerick here is written correctly, alright? Now, this is how you should write a limerick. Now, the limericks that I have written out are not written this way, because I've given each word a capital letter. Now, that is not how you do it. I've only done it that way to highlight the words strongly, okay? So this is not actually how you write a limerick, but I hope you'll forgive me for that. So let's look at it then. Verbs are action words. So many can we boast. Verbs are many. Yes, 10 a penny. But regulars have the most. Okay, so do you see there how the second line and the fifth line both rhymed, and the third and fourth line, they had a different verse, and it was shorter, you know, more concise. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about regular verbs, and what I want you to do now is tell me what is the past form of the following verbs. They're going to be coming up in a video clip. Right,
That's over Palm Island and Atlantis Hotel at the very tip of Palm Island, which has got the very large aquarium in it, which we hope to see according to Robert, but the things he says we're going to see, they can't really fit it on.
That's true. Yeah, and there it is, the Arabian Gulf, as they say in Scotland. You need your bit Arabian Gulf.
That's what we would come along in that boat,
Not tonight, Josephine, and all that kind of stuff.
well, you should have had viewed, filmed, amazed, looked, zoomed and operated. There's about 10,000 regular verbs, okay? You don't have to memorize them all. That's all you have to do to turn them into a past form. You simply add ed or d to the end of them and they become past verbs. Okay, so let's have a look at the second one now. Okay, let's have a look at this limerick. Prepositions, position. They're words without a dash, like under and over, and your day in Dover, and even bangers with mash. Now notice there how I have given all the prepositions, I've highlighted them all with block capital letters, okay? Without, under, over, in, and with. What I want you to do now is tell me the prepositions that appear in this video clip. Okay, it's going to be a short clip. There's not going to be too many prepositions. Good luck. So, a very nice little ensuite here in this hotel room. Now let's just see what the shower's like, shall we? I'm pretty sure it will be top drawer. And the prepositions in that video clip were on, under, in, without and over. Now what they do is, what a preposition does, it connects mainly, and basically what it's doing, it's connecting one noun to another noun, okay? It does other things as well. I've got a lot of lessons about prepositions on this channel. Don't miss it. Don't miss them, there's more than one. Okay, next limerick for you folks. Hope you're all enjoying this wonderful lesson here. You'll name the word once you've heard this limerick oh so bright. A fine sunny day, the opposite of grey. An adjective? Yes, you're right. Now you may notice, there are two adjectives there which have not been written in block capitals. Can you tell me what they are? Can you spot them there? Well, they were, have you spotted them? Bright and right, okay? And the other ones are all identified. So tell me what adjectives appear here. Well, the adjectives there were nice, snack, tall, lush, glass, happy, marching, Scottish and busy. Yes, there was quite a lot of them there. Now some of these words can also be nouns, like glass and snack, but they were acting as adjectives there. What an adjective does basically is it describes a noun. It does other things, but that's one of its key jobs, describing a noun. Without a frown. Describing a noun without a frown? No. Let's go for it again. Without a frown. Learn this noun. A proper noun. What gives? It's simply a name. It's always the same. Like where Mr. Johnson lives. And where does Mr. Johnson live? He lives in number 10 Downing Street. He is the UK Prime Minister. What I want you to do now is spot, yes spot, the proper nouns, okay? Remember, they're a name, okay? They're a name of something. Spot the proper nouns that are going to appear in this video clip.
Welcome to Coronation Street here, and let's have a tour of the whole street. Let's find out where everybody lives in all these houses over here.
The world famous street there, Coronation Street, at the Granada Studios tour.
open for 6 months only. So, Norris and Emily live at number 3, so who lives at number 5 Coronation Street? Right, well currently it's Chesney and Kirk and oh yes, of course, Sinead and Craig and obviously Darryl the Rat. But what about the other people who have resided here? Who have they all been? I just hope that you can pick it up in the camera, because I'm afraid even I can't remember. Despite being an avid fan of the street, I can't remember all these people. I mean, what do you think I'm at all? Mr. Memory Man. Okay, going throughout the years, the street's 54-year history, these are all the people who have lived here throughout these years. At number 5 Coronation Street.
And the proper nouns were Ray, Coronation Street, Granada Studios, Mrs. Turpin, Golden Wonder Crisps, Newton and Ridley Beer, Rover's Return, the pub, remember, Norris and Emily, and all the names of the residents that appeared at the end of the video. Okay, they were all proper nouns, lovely and simple. It's a name basically. Okay, next, limerick. It answers the question of how and where and why. But have you heard, not an adverb, when you remove L and Y? So what does this mean? So if you take L and Y away from the end of a word, what can it become? It can become an adjective, can't it? Because a lot of adverbs of manner are adjectives simply with ly added to the end. There are 4 main adverbs, but this is an adverb used a lot. Now let's see if you can see what I'm talking about here. This is a nicely taken photograph, okay? Take away the L and Y, this is a nice photograph. You see, the adverb becomes an adjective. Are you sitting comfortably? Okay, and are you comfortable? One is the adverb and one is the adjective. I am wearing a brightly coloured top, and that can be spelt 2 ways, okay? Or I'm wearing a bright top. You see, just a simple case of adding L and Y to the adjective. I'm thinking seriously. I'm being serious. So that is a very useful tip. And we're on to the next limerick. I've added an extra line here, but I'm a bit of a rebel. Inside a maze, that's a phrase, but a clause can stand alone. I am here, and I want some beer, while the queen is on her throne. Okay, and we could write that differently, of course. Now, inside a maze, okay, that's not a clause and it's not a sentence. It's part of a sentence, but it's not a complete sentence or clause. Whereas I am here, I want some beer, and the queen is on her throne are clauses, okay? They are clauses because they have a subject and a verb. And let's go back to inside a maze again. Okay, a prepositional phrase, inside a maze. Okay, you couldn't write that as a sentence because it has no meaning. There's no verb there, you see. So inside a maze is a phrase, and it cannot stand alone, but a clause and a sentence obviously can, because they have a subject and a verb, you see. And on to the next one. He, they and it are pronouns used a bit to replace nouns that are proper and so that the otter, 'cause that's when they truly fit. Okay, now otter, that is a slang word. Okay, it's not a proper English word, but I had to use that there because otherwise it wouldn't have rhymed. So let's go through that one again. He, they and it are pronouns used a bit to replace nouns that are proper, and so that they otter, 'cause that's when they truly fit. And you will see from the examples that are coming up why pronouns are so important in English. Okay, they are very, very, very important, vital. Ray bought this computer 10 years ago. He needs to replace it. And you notice there how he is replacing Ray and it is replacing this computer. You don't need to say it twice, you see. We already know about Ray and this computer. Okay? So they're replacing nouns and proper nouns. The Scottish artists like Maggie Hamilton and John Henderson were so lucky. They had so many beautiful landscapes to paint. Okay, so they is replacing the Scottish artists. That doesn't have to be written twice because the reader already knows who you're talking about. Hope that is clear. Thomas Gainsborough's painting is so detailed that I thought it was a photograph. Okay, now notice that's all in one sentence this time, and it's a complex sentence. And notice how we've got it. We don't have to repeat the bit about the painting. Okay, so coming soon to this channel, okay, coming soon, the A to Z of irregular verbs. Let's go straight on to the limerick about it. Verbs to learn and see, irregular to you and me, like right and fight, and you're quite right when you don't add E and D. Yes, with these I've added quite a lot of lines there, but it still works as a limerick. So, okay, what am I talking about here? These are irregular verbs. Now when you're using them in the past tense, okay, that's when the problem arises. It only arises in the past tense. You cannot add ed to the end of them, alright? You can't do it because they don't make sense. Right. I write stories. I wrote stories back then. I've written a few stories. We will fight for our right to party. He fought for his right to party. He's fought for his right for a while. Okay, you see all the different tenses there. You cannot add ed to the end of an irregular verb.
Okay, Marty. Once you finish that drink, you have to go back to the hotel. Get the microphone out of the watch and try and get as much information as we can.
Check, Doc. 90 euros.
Will you stop going on about the price of things, Marty?
Sorry, Doc.
So this is going to be a super video, this. It really is. I will fly, okay? He flew, that's simple past there. And he has flown before in the present perfect, okay? Notice you can't say he flewed, okay? Or he has flewed before, okay? It just doesn't work, okay? They've got different endings when you use them in the past tense, right? Now using sit here as an imperative verb, sit on the chair. In the simple past, he sat on the chair, or you could say in the past perfect, he'd sat there for a while before the photograph was taken. Okay, and what that's contracted obviously. That's really saying he had sat there for a while, alright? So, don't miss this lesson. I swim in the pool daily. I swam in this pool yesterday in the simple past. And it's coming up again. Yep, there it is. I have swum in this pool often. I've swum in this pool yesterday. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe and check out my Learning English playlist. Okay, and click the like button and do all that kind of stuff. Bye for now.
We are at the Frigera Rotana Resort on the Indian Ocean on the 25th of July 2013. The sea's a lot cooler than Dubai, and it's actually quite a few degrees cooler temperature wise generally here than Dubai. I mean, it was 45 in the car, well 45 outside in the car when we were in Dubai, might even hit 46. And by the time we got round to Corfacan, stopped at the beach at the Corniche before arriving at this place, it was 36 degrees. So full 10 degrees cooler. Made all the difference.